and we're going to cover Rotowire in our review of fantasy football printable cheat sheets for 2019. And if you Google just what I said there, you will find Rotowire on the first page of results, and it'll take you to their, well, it takes you to this page down here, their cheat sheet page. And so is this a good cheat sheet or not? Well, this is pretty good. The key thing that you want is this printer friendly, because this, I'm not reviewing software here. I'm just talking about these printable cheat sheets. So here's a nice ranking. It's printable. You can take it with you to the draft. And so I'd give them high marks. This seems, I haven't run it to the HP, but I'm sure it will print up nicely. But obviously this has some problems in that it's only, it's not customized. So standard type scoring, PPR, half PPR, these are the different type of cheat sheets that are available, and you can see there's only 10 or so that you can get, and it's really not clear what standard means. So if you come down here, you can read up about what it is, but what are the chances that this matches your league? Chances are about nil, because there are infinite number of ways to configure a league. So let's look around. So they're doing okay on printability, but we want customization, and they do offer customized rankings. You'll see right here. So let's click on that. And I've been here before, and it's nice. You can click on customize these rankings, and it will create a customization for you. But one of the things you might notice, and that coming over here, we've lost printability now. Where's that nice little button that said print? But there's still these export to Excel, so you could send them over to Excel. Excel has good printability, so you're okay, but it's not as good as it was before. And something else happened. We're like, whoa, where's my defenses now? I just get quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and kickers. Well, I have to draft a defense. So if you have a defense in your league, you better hope that it's not important. Unfortunately, though, defenses are important. In fact, in my scoring setup, a defense scores in the top 10 every year. Of course, you don't have to take them early. You can take them late, just because, teams always wait until the end, and that's okay. So anyway, you lose a little bit here. You don't have the defenses. It'd be nice to know, but it's not totally critical that you lost them. So here's the overall rankings, and the customization is nice. You can set up the team, the league configuration, increase the number of wide receivers, decrease, and then you click next, and your changes are updated, your rankings are updated, I should say. And so you can do passing, rushing, receiving. You can do like a PPR, make that a 1, and save settings, and next. You go on down through the list. And with each time you save and ask for the update, you get new rankings, which is great. So high marks to Rotowire for having customization. So what else do you want? Well, they gave you printability, sort of, with this customized cheat sheet. But what are they giving you here is what is being customized. And what's being customized is this points number over here. So Saquon Barkley is, that's a customized score for your league, assuming you're able to get all your league configuration in. And so you've got a customized forecast that says Saquon is going to be a great player for you. And then Alvin Kamara, and then DeAndre Hopkins. But these, can they really tell you that, um, let's let's back out here and just take a look at this a little bit from, zoom out from the high level, and, oops, where do we go? Control 4, let's go back. Oop, all right. Well, it went back to our printable cheat sheet. So let's get back to these customized rankings and take a look at these point scores. So it's back here. There's your draft kit. And then it's draft kit, custom rankings. And then here's your customization, as we discussed. And so what do you get? These are now customized. So let's just see an effect of customization. So if I change this from 3 wide receivers to 2 wide receivers, then I shouldn't see DeAndre Hopkins in the top 3 overall anymore. So I save. And that's because there would be as much demand for wide receivers. So I think you'll see that it actually works. So, yep. There's now no wide receivers in the top 7. DeAndre has dropped down to 8. So let's take a look at what you're getting here. Now, if you're looking at these customized point totals, you'll see that a lot of them, let's sort by that actually, which is nice. Sortability is really good. So you see you've got Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, DeAndre, all very similar, like they're not up here with Saquon, but they're sort of in the, the low 300s. And wouldn't that be, can they really say with any sort of accuracy that, for example, Alvin Kamara is better than Christian McCaffrey? Can they say with any sort of accuracy that Ezekiel Elliott and David Johnson are better? And the answer to that is really no, because this point forecasts don't have any sensitivity associated with them. They're not accurate, plus or minus 1 or 2 points. We've got basically a big lump of players in the low 300s, and they can't say that this player is better than that player, and I don't think they are saying that. So since they're not saying that, they shouldn't present it this way. This is just a tier of players, a grouping or a cluster of players in the low 300s. And one of these players is no better than any of the other ones. And so that means that if, you can wait for David Johnson, then, wait for him because he's just as good as Ezekiel Elliott. So if you can pick up David Johnson 5 picks, 6 picks after Ezekiel, and you get essentially the same player, then it's a no-brainer. So they have not presented you any tiers here, and that's critical. So, and it's not useful to present a point forecast that's, accurate down to the single-digit level and say that, that's somehow indicative of how they're going to perform. That's not at all the case. So they're not giving you the tiers. What else is missing? They're not giving you any hot or cold, so you don't know if, for example, Saquon is a backloaded player or a front-loaded player. And by that I mean, does he have his hardest 3 games, his lowest scoring 3 games the first week? So if you take a look at his point total here of 382, is that mostly going to come in the first half or the second half of the season? Is it going to be evenly spread? What's going to happen in the first 3 games? Is he going to be hot to start the season? I don't know. It's not presented here. And that leads to the other thing, which is they haven't really presented any of their assumptions about these players. Let's take another look at the Cleveland situation. You've got Nick Chubb as the starting running back in Cleveland. And there he is. He's the number 8 overall ranked player, or excuse me, 16th overall ranked player. And what's going to happen with Nick? Is he going to hold on to that spot all year? Is he going to be the RB1? I don't know. What's going to happen? What are my assumptions? Shouldn't they have an asterisk here that says we think Nick's going to start 16 games? You would think, based upon this high ranking and this high point total that they forecast for him, that he is going to start 16 games. But I think most of us know that's not the likely case. The likely case is that some of those great players behind him, Kareem Hunt, for example, are going to start cutting into Nick's carries, touches. And it might, at the very least, I would expect a running back by committee situation. If not, Kareem has the talent to take over the role in the second half of the season, and then Nick Chubb becomes RB2 material. So there is no asterisk here, though. We don't know. They have not told us what their depth chart assumptions are. So it might be somewhere else on the site, but they don't. If I look on this page, and I doubt it's anywhere else on the site, otherwise there'd be some explanation at the bottom of the page or somewhere I could click through. Of course, you don't want to have to click through anything. We're talking about cheat sheets, and that means putting it all on one sheet where you can print it. So you should know that, at least by going into the draft, what the assumptions were with your cheat sheet, if not there on the cheat sheet itself. So in any event, it's nice that they have customization, but they're not giving us tiers. So I just covered that. They're not giving us the hot and cold, and they're not giving us the ADP. That's critical. So if we take a look at the rankings again, let's take a look at wide receivers this time. And where is the ADP? I see we've got DeAndre Hopkins up here, number 1 ranked wide receiver, and he's the 8th overall, and that just means when you factor in other positions, running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends, etc. And I got his point totals so I can compare him to the other players in my draft. But where's the ADP? And by ADP, in all the thousands of drafts that are going on every minute of every day, that's presented, that information's out there on the internet. Why isn't and Rotowire has access to that information. Why haven't they put it here? Why do I not see that in my cheat sheet? Why instead do they give me some, what I think is useless information about when his bye week is? I'd much rather see ADP here. And that leads to the other thing is what I call WUP, or wait until pick. If the ranking overall is 8 in your league, in your custom setup, and the WUP is WUP, wait until pick. Let's say the ADP is for DeAndre Hopkins, let's say, is 12, and the rank in this league is 8, then you probably don't want to wait much after 8 to get him. But if the WUP in that case would probably be around 8. But what if his ADP was 20? Well, your WUP might be in a 10-team league. It might be, let's say you have the 6th pick. You can now get him with the 12th pick, or the 8th, or the 13th pick, or something down the range. So if you have the 6th overall pick, then you have 6, and in a 10-team league, it's going to loop back around, and you're going to have another 10 or so picks go. So it'll be 6 and 15, and so your WUP have the 6th and the 15th pick, and his ADP is 20, and his rank is 8, your WUP is 6 is on the backside in the teens. You wouldn't take him with your 6th pick. You can wait until pick your 2nd pick. So that information is not here. It's an easy mathematical calculation, and they could present it, but they don't. And that's really critical. I mean, basically, the WUP is what everything boils down to. You want to know the absolute latest you can get any player. It's critical. You need to know that. So let's see here. Zoom back out. Overall, I think we've covered everything about this cheat sheet. It's printable. That's good. It's customizable to a certain extent. It gives you some indication of a player's tier in the point thing, but you sort of have to calculate the tier, so it sort of gives you half of what you need. It gets you halfway there, and it could easily get you all the way there, because obviously the numbers are there, but it can't get you all. It doesn't take you all the way there, and does not give you the tier. It also does not give you the WUP. The information is available, but it doesn't tell you any of the depth chart assumptions. You know, back to Nick Chubb again. It's like, what were the assumptions? So overall, this is better than the ESPN customizable cheat sheet. It's basically because it allows for customization, limited customization, but still not bad. But that's about all as far as it gets you. So better than ESPN, which got a D. So I'd say this is about an average cheat sheet, and give it a C. And hopefully, they'll hear this and they can do some improving. But right off the bat, it's better because of the customization. They've got lots of room here. We don't need to see their stats from last year. I don't need to see their rushing from last year. I don't need to see their bye week. I don't need to see what team they're on. There's all sorts of stuff that could go and be replaced by the important stuff like hot or cold, WUP, VBD, ADP, sleeper, bust, depth chart assumptions. That could all be fit onto here easily and printed, and you can take it with you to your draft. So again, average job, better than ESPN, but there's a long way to go. Thanks. This has been Dr. RoboCoach. Please like this and subscribe. I'll put a link in the description to the article that inspired this review in the description of this video down below. Thanks a lot.